Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I was talking to a friend. We were talking about the need for time alone. And so I'm just wondering, are you the sort of person who needs time alone, or are you the sort of person who needs to be around everybody at all times? And I don't mean everybody all at the same time, just but be around other people. I've always been the type of person who has needed my own space. That doesn't mean that I don't like to be around people. I thoroughly enjoy being around people. But at a certain point each day, I need that headspace just to be on my own. I need it to to meditate. I need it for gratefulness. I need it for working stuff out in terms of work, or if there's some problem that I'm grappling with, or sometimes just to relax and not think of anything. just to just to sort of I'm not even meditating, I'm just sort of zenning out. Sort of what I call it. But I need time just for me. And I've been blessed because everybody who's important in my life, in my family, has always allowed me to have that time. Sometimes I take it, very early in the morning before anybody gets up. Sometimes I take it late at night when everybody else has gone to bed. But I make sure that I get some time just for me every single day. And I think it's important, even if you don't feel that you need time to yourself every day. I think it's important that you have time to get into your own head every day. Because our head rules so much of our life and so much of our day. And, we react to the thoughts that we put into our head. So time to get clear on, what's going through your head, or how you're reacting to something, or, what stimulates you, or I don't know, just all the things. But having that time to really kind of connect with yourself, I think is really important. So maybe the sort of person who can do that, in the midst of a crowd. And if you can, that's great. You don't need time alone, but you do need time with yourself, in my humble opinion. And I think that's one of the ways that we grow the most. I talk about learning and growth a lot, and usually it's, through reading, or through experiences, or through, conversations. But really, the time that you spend with yourself is perhaps the largest growth area that you could possibly have. And that's the time when you get really real with yourself, and you really look at, you know, whatever section of your life, perhaps, or your life as a whole, or, whatever, some sort of cross section generally. And you ruminate on it, and you think about, what it means, and you can play the, what if games, or you can play the when game, or, you can gamify it in any way you want. As long as what you get at the end of it is something that you have recognized about yourself, or for yourself, or, I just think it's important that we grow in those moments, right? That we don't just sort of, like, even my Zen moments, it's a Zen moment and my mind is kind of empty, but at the same time, I'm finely tuned to whatever may come up for me. And sometimes it's just a feeling. Sometimes it's a particular episode of something. And it's not that I mull it over in my head, but it's kind of like I'm an observer of what happened. And then it's just being with whatever the result of that was. And then afterwards, sort of dissecting a little bit, and, trying to find out what the lesson was, or where the joy is, or whatever. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on, time to yourself, whether it's actually just you or whether you're in a crowd. but it's time, for what's in your own head. And that's my musing for the day. Have a great one, everyone.